Okay, let's do it. This is crazy. Check my audio here and get started. Let's do it. Yep. Okay. Well, bit of an open source hangover today. I stayed up a little late last night finishing stuff. One thing led to another, one thread I pulled, but like all of that evals stuff is basically in place now, so I'm super excited. So I'm just gonna do a quick hour or so now, just following up because all the hard work is done. Now I can do a lot of fun stuff. For use container with equals content. Use container with equals content. Can I do that? So I want to follow up on all that. Let me just get going. I woke up this morning like, what did I do last night? What did I do? It was all a blur. And then I remembered, whoo, I basically got it done. And then I've decided now that I've kind of slept on it, I know exactly how I feel about DeepEval. So let me kind of review and get started like I do. So we're evaluating prompts, we're evaluating security especially, and then incidentally building out the evaluation framework for the whole project. I'm using prompt security as a kind of first use case, first example to lay out the entire prompt evaluation framework using DeepEval. I've never used DeepEval before, so I'm getting into it. And so what Chatfield is both Python and TypeScript, server or browser, kind of form builder. But rather than a like HTML form, this thing will have a conversation with you. Chatfield. If your app uses Chatfield, your app can have a conversation with a user, and you can like collect information. There's validation rules, and there's transformations and things like that. So that's where we are. And so this whole thing started from thinking about, well, what if there's a validation rule, and that validation rule is confidential? You don't want the human, let's say, to learn that information. Well, could the human trick the agent into disclosing those validation rules and thereby, as it were, sort of learn maybe the correct answer to an exam? The answer is, well, the bigger answer is you want to have a whole framework to establish all of that and ascertain that and improve it. But the short answer is no. Right now, these prompts are all failing on security. So that's why I'm real happy. I'm real happy to be doing this. Let's do, whoops. Let's pull up code. Okay, yeah, so this Streamlit. So for one thing, it told me to change some Streamlit stuff. What did it say? Container, use container with. So there's true. For false, use with equals content. Will be removed. Is there a URL somewhere? No. Oh, with equals stretch. So if I say this, right? If I say globally use container width equals true, we're going to substitute that to width equals stretch. Boom. All right. And then similarly, for use container width equals false, we're going to substitute that to width equals content, is it? It might not be there. There's no pattern. Okay. Let's try again. Streamlit. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Cool. Yep. Okay, so this, I love this Streamlit to look at this evaluations. I like how it's kind of open sourcey and simple. I could maybe replace it. I don't want to spend too much work on here, but I wouldn't mind maybe using Streamlit to really answer the big questions like which models. There's kind of a lot of questions to answer at the same time. Which models are good for evaluating? Um, which models are good for actually running Chatfield? Does Chatfield genuinely support all models, or is it so bad that some of them are not worth, supporting or claiming support or discouraging, um, and so forth. Okay, so but this dashboard here is kind of useless. Passed only, failed only. The idea was maybe draw it. I don't know. Or let me think. If I just think about listing stuff. So what I told it in the prompt was, so I want to know. I think okay. I want to know a prompt. No, for now, let's not. Yeah. I'm gonna want to be able to change the prompt around. Yeah. Is there no like deep to like spectral web platform? Yeah, recommended. Thanks, Google. Test results and metrics, traces, compare different runs. This is cool, but I'm already using. It's open source. I don't want to lock people out of validating the prompts. It's too important. You need to be able to. Mhm. For immediate feedback, metric scores, answer relevancy. Uh-huh. Thank you. Nope. LM guide, DeepEval, a practical guide. And tool correctness, that's cool. No. I don't see anything. Okay. I have bad NIH syndrome. I have bad NIH syndrome. I know that about myself. So I'm nervous here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. OpenAI. I want to test some other keys. I want to do some other API keys. What should I do? Like Grok? Oh, it'd be nice to just be to get like an open router. Is that what it is? Key? Yeah. Again, though, we're getting off of open source, but this would help test super well. But this is not relevant for today's thing right now. Uh, the thing was, I just wanted to see. Okay, thank you. How do I? Yeah. How do I? What is all this? DeepEval test run. No, this is not good enough. Testing LM on GEval metric. GEval metric. Yep. Yeah, I know how that goes. Expected output, actual output. Yeah, I feel like that metric for Sonnet, something's off, but I want to see it. Okay, test. Yeah, I know all this. I did all this yesterday. Actual, expected, test case, and then metric. Yeah, you really got to learn the kind of mental model of like test case versus metric. But I love it. I love it now. I love it now. It makes sense. There's a lot of things to measure in a response. There's not just pass fail. I love it. Right. No. Right. Thank you. 57 subjects. No. Quen model. Wait, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Custom LLM. Oh, benchmarks. Okay. No, 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 no. Why are we doing this? Okay. Good. Very good. Very good. Thank you. Sung Hero Abid Ali Awan. Very good. Thank you. Okay. But, so what's telling from this article is he does not say, well, here's this package to visualize all of this. So let me close open router. All right. Evaluation with DeepEval. Mm-hmm. Yep. Litmus. Evaluation playbook. Okay. And I recognize that they have a cloud that's doing literally exactly what I'm asking for. I recognize that. I mean, you can't join every cloud. I was saying this yesterday. Oh, I've definitely concluded my basic feeling about DeepEval. I wasted kind of a lot of time building these goldens. I think these goldens, conversational goldens, are just not mature. That's what I concluded. However, the big picture is I really like DeepEval a lot. I don't mind if that is just a genuine bug where these goldens were not saving correctly, and I basically wasted time building goldens. Um, yeah, I wasted time building goldens because at the end of the activity, it did not even save them. It did not even save all of the data that I that I put in the golden. But all of that is in the context of a successful, really good outcome yesterday. That's software, Um, that's software that's open source. That's great. Oh yeah, here's these golden so loading. It's like I could just generate these goldens. I might. I don't know if I'll do that. Yeah, maybe I'll change this code today. I could generate these goldens. It saving them to disk lost data. It lost this name specifically. And yeah, it lost this name field. And furthermore, I think I added a metadata field in here, and it wouldn't save that either. So I lost. I need that name. That name needs to show up in Streamlit. Does it run right now? I have like somewhere in here. No, I had it like really bad. So the show details is janky here. No. Cool. Okay. But anyway, I like DeepEval. I want to build it as the foundation of this whole project. I want to more kind of generalize this one um, system. It's already pretty close. Oh yeah, look at me. This is 2 a.m. This is totally late night open sourcing. What am I doing? Whew. Okay. Um, so I remember thinking, ship it, ship it, ship it, get it out the door, get it out the door tonight. That's basically, I remember thinking, you don't do this very often. I don't. Okay. So I think Goldens for conversations are not quite um, mature. But even with that small bug, that was one kind of delay on one day of open source. It was, I'm very happy with the whole thing. So maybe the one thing I need to do maybe is, I wouldn't mind running multiple models the same way I do this model thing. I wouldn't mind running different models. Let's go see. How do I define the model? Interviewer. Yeah, here LLMID. LLM or LLMID. Okay, so the LLMID. Okay, or OpenAI GPT-4o. Okay, so I might be able to do the same. Mini. Oh, temperature. Maybe the bug fix. Let me actually pull that out. If I go here, if I go here, there was a thing that there were some errors in some of those OpenAI calls. Wait, where am I? Eval test security temperature. Oh no, it's in that dang. It's in that other file here. Yeah, temperature here. Yeah, Anthropic. So I could do just to be super squeaky clean, maybe. Or let's just try this. 0. And then let's just do this. If model name in, yeah, exactly. No. What was my code that I did? O3 mini, O3. Let's try that. So let's see if that improves my, let's see if that allows. What was happening was last night I couldn't run, it kept erroring out. I was trying to run every model. It was really fun. Shoot, what am I doing? OpenAI, here it is. 4.0, O4 mini, that didn't work. So this was O3 mini and O3. We could try it. Yeah, we could try that. O4 mini, don't know why. Try that too, huh? O3 mini, O4 mini. Let's try it, I don't know. Kind of annoying. Okay, so let me kill this and run some evals. So you just run it. Eval, cast security. So help, I want to go mode equals, I want to do my data dump again. Yeah, I want to try to do that data dump again. Okay, so mode equals dataset. Oh, let me change it. I'll run it in the debugger here. We'll do dataset. And the reason is I think I was dot golden right here. So when I save as, I think I'm gonna break here and double check that this didn't work one last time. And then I'm going to quickly get into the Streamlit. That's what I wanted to spend this hour doing. I'm already kind of a little off, but Streamlit. Okay, so this data set, does it have like a .name field? Exam EF file name. Not really. Let me see. Ooh. Oh, that's the Goldens, huh? Yep, there's the name there. I wonder if I could pickle this thing. And then when I do save as, let's just go look here. Save as, let's step in. Get data dir. Now let's step out. Go. Step in. All right. Okay, multi-turn. So this is going to come out true. Yes. Conversational golden. Scenario turns for golden and self.goldens. Now wait a second. I already did that. Scenario turns expected outcome user. Ah, so a name is lost here. So if I step over Goldens, come on. They're losing the name because golden, if I just look right here, golden.name has a value, but it's not copied over. And why is it doing this? Golden. Why is it doing that? Golden, okay. Oh, look, here's the include test case code. Goldens.extend. Convert convo test case. Oh my gosh, that is exactly what I suspected yesterday. Okay, great. Whew, I don't think the documentation is clear there. The implication, my thought was, oh, the test case is a second data set, a second, data frame or something in here. But this is clearly extending them. Okay. So we definitely will not be storing those test cases like that. So no Goldens. Okay. Okay, so I see the bug, or I don't know if it's a bug, but it's not copying that golden.name. And then look here also. Look, here's, oh, look, here's how it's serializes the golden. Input, actual output, retrieval. Okay, yeah, okay. So this code is not gonna help me. CSV, no. Name is missing. This code is not gonna help me. Okay, JSON L, no. Okay, good. Now, could I pickle it? I wonder, do we have pickle? Because then they're all in there. I'm gonna try that. So let's step out. Okay, data set. So can I do this, pickle? No. Let me try this. Let's do this. Pickle.dump. There you go. Let's try that. Dump. Can I do that? Yes, right. Do they have that? Yes. Yeah, it looks like it works. So I could do it the way data scientists do it, which is just pickle everything and drop it on the disk. So way most of the data scientists I've seen do stuff. So let's kill it. So if that works, then that may solve my problem. There may just be a bug with this save as, which is less of an issue for me. So let's try that. Pickle. Pickle. So no, we'll do get data dir. So that can be the pickle file name. This can be the pickle file path equals. Fine. Is that right? Okay. Okay. .pkl. So I'm just going to pickle it out instead. Yep. Done. So now we save it as a pickle file. Let's see how that works. Could just work around and then everything would flow the way DeepEval wants. I don't know. Interesting. Let's try it. So now we run. Where am I going to get a pickle file? Golden.json and test.json. And let's just not break. Is it throwing the file? Oh, is it throwing? What is it throwing? Conversation.golden.json. Did not. Yeah, I know. Okay, so what did you do first? Dataset mode. Okay. Build Goldens from attack pattern 16. Dataset. Add Goldens from JSON file. That is in DeepEval. Wait, I'm doing add Goldens from JSON file. Oh yeah, here I am right here. Load Goldens dataset. So no, that's no good. No. That is correct. Who's running that? Generate the tests. Okay. Okay, let's look at the file. I think this is working. Look, there's the pickle. So there's the attacks and then there's the pickle. Wonderful. So no. I think this is working. Let's keep going. So that is indeed wrong. Load Golden's dataset. This is wrong. So it's now .golden.pickle. And then we'll go exactly. Thank you, pickle.load. So we could kind of do this if type, yeah, exactly. Yeah, we could kind of just guard it. I don't know. Golden file path. No, no. So that's how the data set is born this way. And then we, yep. All right, so we pickle it. And so then, oh, let's see. So if this loads out, I'd like to see it. And then I almost want to just move this dang exam security, like get metric. I want to move it. Maybe I will. Let me just move it. It's so, I don't need it in that other file. And it's just constantly. Okay, we loaded the Goldens. So now having gone through a pickle rather than this JSON helper, let's see what it looks like. I'm optimistic. Data set. And we didn't throw. So that is an evaluation. Dataset.goldens. So there's a length to that. Should be 16. Yeah. So if I look at the 0. Dot name. Yay. So I got my name back. And we could do metadata here for sure. Maybe let me just throw in some metadata just to give myself a place to enjoy it. Golden. Look, just to kind of remind me. Golden name. And then I'm doing it. Okay, golden name. Yeah. Oh, so we don't need this dict, I don't think, anymore. If I just do pickles, then life is going to be easy. That's why data scientists do it. Life is easy. They just make their life easy. So those are the Goldens for sure. the test data set is no longer kind of needed. Okay, and I'm just going to do this now, so Streamlit results can just go on hold for 2 seconds. I'm going to try this exam security. Get it out of here. Okay. Metric. No. Let's just leave it and solve one problem at a time. I move it over and then it doesn't help much. Okay. So that worked. So if we build, that's the Goldens. That's fine. And the Goldens have the names in them. Oh, I remember. Right. No. Where was that? Yeah, so here. So okay, so we pickle it. Great. But yeah, here. Where else I can, yeah, let's just read the source here. Conversational Golden. User description. Additional metadata is a dictionary. Okay, awesome. Additional metadata. Custom column key. Turns, no. Yeah, additional underscore metadata for sure. Okay, good. So let's do that. Yeah. Right? Attack. Is there anything else I want to... Attack description. Did the attack description come in? Attack name. Attacks. I would guess yeah, there it is, description. Okay, let's try it. So then if I run, it should generate that and, oops, Firefox. It should generate that and then, dump this new file out. I presume it did. So then having loaded them in, I should see, let's see if I see that then. Name. Is there any metadata in here anywhere? Comments. There, additional metadata, empty object. Yeah, I could. What is this? Additional metadata turns. Try that. At least make it like that, huh? Additional metadata. So there's where I made it the empty object. Okay, additional metadata equals. So we could try just to check that it works. Wrong file. I always do that. Oh, no, it's the right file. It's the right file. Okay. Cool. Coffee. Hey, Golden's data set. Good. Let's check it. Where is that? Okay, true. Cool. So the additional metadata also survived the round trip. That's what we've learned. So this totally works. So the Goldens is, okay, so now I've stored the Goldens. I like it. So I can go get it later. So to generate the conversation data sets, so I need to generate the Golden and then generate the tests, yes. So to generate the tests, we go get the Goldens. I'm definitely gonna not use these attacks anymore. Why did I need it? Why did I need it? There it is. Just to get the attack name or the attack description to get that Golden name. Okay, yeah. Ooh, good. I can back that out. That was nasty tech debt from last night. I don't even want to see the timestamp on that commit. I'm sure it's gnarly. Okay, so Alice one-liner. So load the Golden's data set. Got it. So then, and the thing is, I mean, you could compute that Golden's data set because the real data set is those attacks. all, yeah, and because it's a pickle now, it's a pain in the neck. I can't really edit that pickle, obviously. So I don't know what I'm gonna do for like source code to make this thing trackable, but we'll see. We'll build it out. We'll build it out. This is all working. Okay, so we're not gonna have attacks anymore. Do not track these in dataset. Saving and loading to work. So let's see if I can get it in there. Dataset test. So look, I just do dot. That's why I did that. Ah, so it's not keyword arguments anymore, right? Yeah, look, save raw data. I mean, if it's already pickled, dot tests. No, let's just save it. Let's just make them pickle files for now. I can improve it later because they're not really, they're not really, like, I'm not going to edit them much. If it was a JSON, I certainly wouldn't want to edit the test one because it's generated from the Goldens. I'm not even sure these need to be saved to a file. Well, the tests do, because it's going to have the LLM output. Yeah, keyword args. This is crazy. I think I want to tighten all this up. This is really insane. It's already complicated. We're going through the Goldens. You run the conversation. Then you have to make it these turns. And when you make turns, turns might have tool calls. And so you got to track tool calls in flight. You got to backtrack it out and get it. All this works. Original tool call, the output, all that works. So let's keep all that. Tools called, right? Deliberately crash. Cool. Remember for later. So then this turn is made, huh? Conversation turns. Okay. So there's all the turns. There's the tools called. Okay. Good. We check for all the output. Okay, so then serializing. So let's try to not do that. Yeah. It's not working to add test case. It seems to append the Goldens. Yeah. That's exactly the code I just read. It seems to append the Goldens with the new Goldens casted to the test case. That's exactly the code that it wrote. I read that line of code just now. Okay. But losing information. Yeah, from my perspective, yeah, I don't know if that's correct behavior or not, but it's losing. For now, just prepare. Okay. So we don't know the attacks. The golden name is known now, so let's just bring it back. Golden.name, right? And then instead of dict, we're gonna make it a test case. It's not the test case keyword args. It's a conversational test case. Right. Yes. It's a conversational test case. Yep, like that. It's that. So we inherit, and then those are, Okay, so now it's a real test case again. So we're adding a test case to the data set. Wonderful. Added test cases. So dataset dot test cases. Yep. Wait, test case. This should work. Why is that? What is it saying? Conversational test case cannot be assigned LLM test case. Dataset dot test cases. Oh, I think it thinks it's an LLM test case for some reason. It's not. It's not. Okay. Let's see. Let's just keep going. I think that's fine. Added test cases. I'm going to block here too anyway. Okay, so now to save this, we're going to pickle it again. Let's go get that code. Yep. Okay, so we need to save it. Okay, so instead of .golden, it's going to be .tests.pickle. There's the path. We save it, and off it goes. Data set. Okay, so that's saved with the tests. And then all these tests ran, right? Yeah. So I guess let's limit it here, huh? Goldens. Let's run one of them. Right? Let's run one of them. Oh, we don't need that anymore. Cool. Good. Okay. So we run that conversation. So let's maybe run one of them. Let's generate. And then I guess this test case is fine. Yeah, let's let that go. Let's see what happens. 3 o'clock. Okay. Test cases. Good. Yeah. Yeah, see, like it's a different object. Okay, perfect. Uh-oh, save raw data. That's no good. Let me break that. So dot tests. Okay, so we save it this way. Notes. I think I can delete these notes. Expected output. I think I'm good here. And I checked it in, so it's in my Git history. I can pull it out. Okay. Okay, good. So this is generate tests data set. Okay, so here's the conversations. Just tell me if I'm right. Douglas Adams. Perfect. And so now there's a test data set. Oh no, I killed it. Let's run it again. But there'll be a test. So from these goldens, there'll be a test data set. And I pickled it. I guess, if I hadn't pickled it, I would just keep it in memory and like recompute it. So I don't think this is any worse. Okay. So go. Added test cases 1. Yeah. Okay. So this pickle has these test cases now. So then to evaluate, we're just going to load them in, right? Oh no, I could do dump data. Maybe let's do that. How does that work? Load raw data. Save raw data, right? So this is JSON format, right? Yeah, equals JSON. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. LF format equals pickle. Yeah, exactly. Pickle else raise. Yep. Okay, perfect. So that'll be the format. And so then the file path will get the extension. And then we'll do, I guess actually I can just put it in here. Yeah, I can just stick it in here like this. It's not much different. Save that line of code. So then that'll be pickle. And there's a million people write this code a million times. So that'll be JSON, and this will be, yeah, exactly. Wait, pickle.dump? Oh yeah, pickle.dump. Okay, so that's how that'll work. Okay. And so then save raw data. Load raw data. Yep. Same thing, right? You got it. You got it. Let's say do it like that. Data. Else if. You got it. You got it. Else, yes. And then, yes. Thank you. Okay, good. I think that's good. Okay. See, this is kind of weird. I feel like I shouldn't be writing code like this in my evaluations framework stuff, but this is going to work for me. So, and I want to make sure these prompts, it's more important to me that the prompts are secure than that the evaluation framework is like pristine or something, or like the code to build it is pristine. So that's the raw data now. So now if I look for pickle, I should be able to do this. Dataset.save as, I should be able to do save raw data. No. It's dataset.tests for sure. And then what's the next argument? Dataset. And then format equals pickle, right? Let's see if that works. Added. Found test cases. Or built test cases? Yeah. That's fine. Added test cases. Okay. Pickle. Save raw data. Save here. This is save raw data. The name dot golden. Wait, is it dot golden or dot goldens? Let me keep it consistent. Golden. Dataset and pickle. Yes, exactly. Okay. Let's see if that works. Okay, so then the load golden's dataset is just simply dataset equals load raw data, right? Dataset name dot golden. Yeah, exactly. I could raise here. So that simplifies that. I don't even know if I need it anymore. Load golden's dataset. Yeah. I don't even know if I need that. I could just say dataset equals load raw data. Yeah, exactly. Dataset name.golden, format equals pickle. Yep. And then this code can go away. Good, good. Some red commits for today. Okay. Load golden's dataset. Good, good, good. Okay. So that's to generate it. Okay, so we load it back up again by unpickling it, and then we run a new one. We run these test case, we put it back in. There's the name. Oh, does this conversational test case allow that metadata? I think I remember this is where it does not. Oh, additional metadata in the conversational test case as well. Oh, interesting. Let's try this. Yeah, exactly. Let's just take it from the golden. Okay. So we'll add those in, and then the test cases save out for some reason. So we'll do that. Generate test. Okay, so run it. It's almost like it's a make process. It's kind of separate from my evaluations. Like I need a make file to just get my tests ready. It kind of has nothing to do with like I could separate that from DeepEval, except if it, yeah, with one small exception, which is I'm using these DeepEval objects to kind of store it all when I'm done, which is not. I mean, all you need is these test cases. I don't even know if you need the goldens. No, right? When I do evaluate, when I finally run this evaluate, it doesn't even take the main goldens object. It takes the test cases only. And then here's the metrics, and then here's my synconfig. So once again, I don't know why I took all the trouble to make these goldens, but because I'm a novice with DeepEval, I don't mind. So let's keep going. Evaluate test case. Let's keep going. We're going to evaluate it. So that's it. So let's try to evaluate now. Yep, let's try to evaluate now. Let's see if it evaluates still. Oh, we can see if it runs those new, if that temperature thing fixed the bug for OpenAI. There were so many bugs flying around so much. It was crazy. Okay, load Golden's dataset. Perfect. Yep. Golden's dataset equals load. What is that? Raw data. Yeah. Yep, just like that. I think that's how that works. Oh, and that load raw data test is going to fail, I think. Load raw data tests. Yep, no such file. Whoops. Yep. I know. Format equals pickle. All right. So that's going to be the test's data set. Yeah. Modify in place to deserialize. Whew, so I don't need to do any of this. I can delete all this code I wrote. Doing it the DeepEval way. Don't need to do any of this. Yeah. Boom. Let's even see. I don't even know if I need that Golden's data set, right? Tests data set. It has the tests in it. Tests data set. Oops, misspelled it. Tests data set. Oops, what am I doing? Okay. Test data set. Tests data set. Nope. In fact, let's just call it data set. Data set. There's just the one. Data set, data set. Okay. And then was there a Golden's data set? Still? Yeah. Data set. Data set. Done. Done. Okay. Ooh, wait, why am I coding this tiny window? It's ridiculous. Okay. So, what I did was, maybe GPT-5 also is the same thing. That'll be fun to turn that back on. So, what I've done is just load the tests. Let's not even worry about that. Loaded test cases. Yep. And then, so then for each model, we're going to build a metric. Right? Oh, so let's just say the interview prototype. Let's just put that at the beginning. And then that way, yep. The metrics can be like this. Interview equals interview prototype. Model identifier equals model ID. Sure. Or model ID in model IDs. Okay, good. Good. So there are the metrics. So we're going to evaluate that many test cases across loaded test cases. Evaluate test cases. No, it'll be like this. Evaluate length of the metrics. Yeah, exactly, with that many metrics. Okay, so let's see if that evaluates. Ooh, I should have reduced all those model IDs. Cool, a lot of metrics. One test case, 9 metrics. Awesome. Hey, did that temperature thing work? Let's see. Haiku. Uh-oh, why is one of them lagging? Uh-oh, uh-oh, something broke. Error. 403. Aw, wait, which model? Can I see the model name? Yeah, I think I can if I go up the stack a little bit. This base client, I think this thing knows its name. Self dot, oop, look, there's my key. Self dot, where is it? Somewhere in here. It'll have like its name or its ID. Where is that? Platform. No. OpenAI, async OpenAI object. Let me go back one more. Can I go up one more? Create. Async completions. GPT model. Yeah, here. Here it is. Self.model name. O3 mini. Okay. Self.temperature. 1. What? Now it's saying, what is it saying? I guess I should like let it play and I could Google that. You are not allowed to request. Let's see. I bet that'll be in Google everywhere. Ah, stop it. Copy. Okay. Paste. Yeah. Log. Yep. It's just going to be some. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Log probs. Oh, look, there it is. Model message. Okay, so log probs is a thing. Oh, look, top log probs. Yeah, so I wonder if I could. Oh, look, log probs equals true. Ouch. Generate raw response. DeepEval base LM. So it's DeepEval. Hmm. So it's hard coding log probs. I wonder if I could try to change that. And I'm not allowed to request it. Huh. Okay. Okay. Okay, so it was not the temperature thing. What was that, O3 mini? Let's comment that out and run again. Let's let it go. Coffee. Ooh, somebody sent a big message. Hello. Do you have any plans to monetize? Are you a hiring manager? Does it make sense? Let me try to read that message. Okay, here it is. Whoops. Here it is. Okay. Andrew Machalski. Hello, Andrew. 309. Oh, this was 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. But monetize this project. I think the answer is no. A goal of is just um, enjoying the open source project, and not really monetize to make this used to make this project adopted by people in the world is a huge challenge. Just, just because good software, there's and it's different from the challenge of prompting an LLM. It's about, you know, advocating this software or something or helping people use it or whatever, being open source. So let me find, I can find that same, here it is, model name, O4 Mini. Hey, I thought I turned that off. O04 Mini. Let's see, O3 Mini, is it definitely both? Did I not mistake it? Um, so I think the answer is no. I just want Chatfield to be maybe used or, and what I actually a big goal would be, I would love to like add some value. I'd love to add to the conversation about, okay, yeah, it is 403, about like collecting a scope of work, collecting clarity from users, anything about that. I think people uh, people think, oh, it's prompting, I've got prompt issues or whatever. But just when humans and humans work together, they have to clarify and restate and all of this. So that's why I like Chatfield. I think it's kind of solving something, it's thinking about a real problem we've got. So that's monetizing. All right, so what was the model? Let's do the same thing. Was it that O3? Whoops. Temperature model name. O3 mini. Okay, yeah, O3 mini and O4 mini both don't like that. Okay, so for the moment, I'll disable them both and run again. Okay, and then there was another question. Am I a hiring manager? Right at the moment, I am not, but I have been a hiring. I've been not a. I've been a. Um. Yes, I've been a hiring manager for many years. Uh, at McKinsey. So the answer is yes. I am not at the moment hiring, but I've spent many years hiring engineers and data scientists and full stack developers and web developers and all of this. The answer is yes. Does it make sense to hire someone now using the old methods? Interview, like theoretical questions and algorithmic problems. Um, okay, Andrew asked, does it make sense to hire using the old methods, like theoretical questions and algorithmic problems, if an LLM can do it faster? Um, I think the answer is no. It doesn't make sense. So I think, yes, there are some places where strong theory is the job. And so you can ask that or you can go there. But I mean, what I just did like hundreds of times, I would almost basically say like, "Hello, it's nice to meet you. This is my problem today. This is literally what I'm working on today." I would obviously protect the confidentiality of the work and the details, but I would just say, "Okay, this is we're on Databricks right now, and we're on Parquet files, and we're working with this data flow, and it's coming over Kafka or something." Whatever was relevant to the interviewee's background. If they were back end, I would talk about the back end systems. If they're front end, I would talk about the like dashboard systems we're building or something. And I would say, okay, this is the problem. The dashboard doesn't recalculate fast enough. What are we going to do? Whatever. I would really bring as much as makes sense, just a practical thing I'm working on today. And so today that would mean, all right, let's log into Claude Code together and let's get something built. Of course, because that's the job. The interview is answering many questions. One question is, will the candidate do the job well? That's like the number one question. And yes, we will have Claude Code in our job every day. So I would I would tell someone, feel free to chat with Claude Code. I never conducted like early screenings of just programming, programming screens. Um, I was usually one step later. I would talk to people if they already passed a tech screen. But now, something I also feel though is this is just my spiel, this is my theory. In the old days, it took like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 hours to apply for a job because you have to drive to a place and sit in the lobby or waiting room and then say, hello, I want to apply for this job here, and then fill an application and things like that. It just physically took time to travel and to go there. So today the pendulum has swung the other way. It's all digital, obviously. And so now there's hundreds of applications for every position and all of this. And everyone is unhappy, I think. People applying are saying, oh, it's just like it's a cacophony and it's silent at the same time. It's unpleasant. And hiring managers are saying, oh, how do I find the right talent? How do I differentiate all of these? And I think these LLMs have a major answer. I think before I think as part of the job application, you should be required to spend an hour explaining yourself, basically doing a screen to Chatfield. basically. That's why I'm interested in these confidential fields, because if this thing is conducting some sort of interview, there might be confidential information that Chatfield needs to think about. My example before has been if the candidate says anything, if the candidate mentions like, stealing or something really horrible, I'm just gonna kind of quietly flag that and say, all right, that's over. That is exactly what I had to do at work hundreds of times. I don't think it ever happened ever with all the, I mean, we're talking about computer engineers. Um, so it never came up, but that was part of our structured screening process was we're checking for um, values. And in other places, it was more up front and center. So I believe that to apply for a job today, rather than taking 30 seconds, or if you spend time, if it's, you tweak your resume or something, no, sit down and chat with an LLM live, so where like the timestamps, even the keystrokes, all of that I think is in play. It's fine to make the thing like check that you're not, doing a man in the middle and copying a different LLM into this LLM, but just to sit and to type and to just tell your story and go through a screen to an LLM, and then the LLM can summarize and synthesize. There's so much more information to differentiate, I could say, for example, oh, I know a lot of Databricks, but what I actually know is like more the DevOps side. Like I know how to run a bunch of notebooks and how to run stuff. I do not know as well for, I probably know middle grade personally, like doing like a Delta Lake and setting up a data model for the data layer. And I probably know the least well, oh, definitely, like automating or because this was always basically a security problem. I haven't done a lot of work with like making Databricks, like Databricks API calls into Databricks and running them that way. It was always I remember it was always working through the outer cloud, calling into Databricks. If that was like, for example, Azure Data Factory or something like that, Databricks would be inside the Data Factory. Anyway, that's boring, but that's a subtle, that's just a detail about my own, and so it doesn't do to put that in my resume in any way. But that's a perfectly natural thing to come out of a conversation, or someone could say, ooh, I do a lot of data visualization on Databricks. I would say, wow, I've only done the notebooks, I've done basic stuff. What is that? I've like exported it to Power Platform. What did you do? And they would say, oh, you know, um, and then I think like hiring managers should read maybe the resume first and this conversation like summary synthesis kind of scorecard second, or maybe even the other way. High scorecard first, and the scorecard reflects, I could make Chatfield summarize, hey, how well did this person highlight these key details from their own resume? I could make Chatfield do that. That'd be one conclude field in Chatfield. I could tell this thing, hey, when the conversation is done, go back and review the entire conversation and tell me how did this like resume reflect, right? And so now the scorecard is, the scorecard's a little out of scope for Chatfield, but Chatfield would be the key, the engine driving that. I think that should be how all digital jobs work now. We should have these LLMs, and you should have as a applicant, you should have an opportunity to to explain yourself and to differentiate yourself. And as a hiring manager, you should have clarity, and variety in the applicants. Clarity, and you should see the variety clearly for the applicants so that we can say, there's an entry level, we're going for this one, we're going for that one. I think that's the dream. And we're so close with these LLMs, but instead there's this horrible arms race of keyword matching. It's ridiculous. Okay. Okay. Good. Everything ran. Good. 3 US cents, good. Pass rate, one failed. Okay, wonderful. And it failed on all these metrics. Good. It failed on all these metrics. Wonderful. Let's try some GPT-5, huh? While I'm just enjoying myself. Because I want to... This is kind of a slow start today, but I want to do Streamlit. Oh, wow. People are asking. Offline interview. Offline interview. Better to give people a task on open source projects. Hire people with open source contributions. So the one thing about tasks, I guess the answer is yes, if everyone is on board. What is not, I think, fair is for hiring companies to kind of ask for too much free, like free real work. And so but I do think there's a fair thing. Or also the hiring side could put their own skin in the game and say, okay, we're going to sit down for a 2-hour block. We're going to do a problem solving session. We're going to do a block of time. If they put in their own time, it shows you that they're serious. Okay, got an error message. Was it the same error? So I think that's right. Most of my interviews, most Andrew says most interviews look like theory, interrogation, and live coding. I think the live coding can be, um, I think live coding is still fine because that's most of the job and you can see each other, you can see how they work or how they think. There are good ways to conduct live coding and there are bad ways to conduct live coding. But I think I agree with you. Claude Code or tools like this or just ChatGPT should be on the table, should be available, ideally like with a shared screen on Zoom or something during the interview. I should be able to say, for example, if I say, oh, I forgot the API call, I forgot the syntax, I forgot the package that does this thing, this should no longer be a serious problem. If someone told that to me in the past, I might say, ooh, sounds a little bit rusty on this Python world that we're in. For example, pandas. If someone said, oh, I'm a little rusty on my pandas syntax, that's weird pandas syntax. I would think, okay, that's I need that every day at work. I need pandas syntax. So I might ask. The question is not thumbs up or thumbs down. The question is, okay, can you learn that? Is that your next step? Because we do this every day. But today, I would say, who cares? You just ask ChatGPT for the panda syntax, and you're done. You check it into Git, and we're moving. So I no longer, that's a small example of something I would no longer really mind. If someone says, "Oh, I'm rusty on this syntax," I would say, "Okay, rusty is not. I've been rusty here, and Claude Code just gets me through it." So that's a small change, but I think there will be hundreds of changes like that in our lives. That because these LLMs should be in the interview. It's weird. I think I agree with you if you're saying it makes no sense for most jobs. Like if most jobs is let's ship out some code and get some customers using our code and publish on NPM and stuff like that, like the most of the software production world, then you're right. Maybe there's other, like if it's, I think there might be specialized roles. It's the exception. Okay. What did I do? Oh no, I let it run through. So that's right. But there can be bad live coding. But also an LLM could assess live coding, Maybe a LLM could assess live coding as well. And again, maybe with Chatfield, this would be a little bit advanced. But you might, with something like Chatfield, you could say like, hey, you can tell the user like any programming question, assess them. But, because you can see, like, even with Claude Code, I had to learn DeepEval deeply. If the question is, does Jason know DeepEval? The answer yesterday was immediately no. I'm learning about these Goldens. There's just no way, even with Claude Code, I could ship a DeepEval evaluation in like 1 hour yesterday. Today, maybe so. I could say, all right, we're going to do Goldens we're going to do test cases, and from the test cases, we're going to do evaluations. Boom. We're going to do this generic G eval, and then if it were in a 1 hour time frame, I would not do these conversations, for example. And so that's the difference. Now that's just 1 day of work. It's so all right, let's track, let's get some stuff working again. So request, so where's create? Where is that? Come on, base client. Where is that code? Post. Here it is, completions. GPT-5 mini. Okay, let's kill it. GPT-5 mini is still off the table. And was it complaining about the same thing? Whoops. Was it complaining about the same thing? Yes, thank you for asking, Andrew. I think that's a good point. If you're complaining, you say most of your interviews look like theory interrogation. It sounds like you're saying that is not ideal. If you're saying that, I agree. That is not ideal. I mean, I think for data scientists, I've seen data scientists conduct interviews and they just say, here's your data set, here's your situation, what are we doing? You know, it gets into, they can get into details just in conversation in a way that kind of like full stack web development. You can't just do it all in conversation. Okay. All right. GPT-5 also fails. This is silly. What am I doing? Model. GPT-5 also fails. And what is the failure? It's saying log probs, same issue. This log probs equals true is the bane of my... So I could just modify that code, but... GPT model. True. Okay, whatever. Okay. All right, so I'll just comment these out. That's fine. That's still a ton of models. I kind of wouldn't mind signing up for... Let's look at the Grok API here. Right? Grok 4. I kind of want to throw it in here, right? Can't... Oh, I know. I was going to do Open Router. Yeah. Let's not go down here. There's a rabbit hole. So let's keep going. So I believe now this will all run. Let me maybe run the whole thing, run all the evaluations for now that this whole pipeline works. Where was that one? Here it is. This one. Let's just do it like that. So if this completes, I'm just going to rerun it. Okay. So this completed. So let's just rerun the whole thing. We'll do dataset first. So this will be 15 attacks or whatever, 16 attacks. So we made our goldens with 16 attacks, and then off we go. Okay, so this does not run in parallel. Yeah, I think I know what I want to do. I want to just move this to like a make file or something. Something like that. And it's asking for multiple choice. That's ridiculous. It's asking for multiple choice. What a horrible, horrible performance. Because this is some, besides like they want these goldens, besides this is mostly out of scope of DeepEval. DeepEval kind of like DeepEval sort of like their story that they're telling is this kind of unit test first, unit test. So they're going for it's kind of clever. What we're doing is what data scientists do. We're scoring data sets and we're scoring models and stuff. We're scoring results. But the way we've built it is the way a software engineer works, which is we built test suites instead of data frames. We have test cases. We have a list of test cases, and then we're evaluating them across all these metrics. So now that I kind of see it this way, I could have like a make file or something. This is what I was saying. You could pull these logs from production. You could randomly sample. You could watch key if you have like premium users versus standard users. You could be watching your premium users with maybe Haiku or one of these cheap models. Um, there are many ways to build these data sets. So then DeepEval is just evaluating them. And then that would move a ton of this code kind of out of this evalcast security, you know? So I was thinking, oh, geez, like this is all kind of crazy. And besides the fact that I'm building these objects from DeepEval classes, it's going to be pretty easy to isolate out, to move out. It'll work. And so then the eval will be a real small function. It'll just say, all right, load up those tests, evaluate them, dump out the results. I can make it parameterized and generic for different evaluations and stuff. Okay. Oh, now, so I wanted to read about hyperparameters before I set this thing in stone. Evaluation. No, not rag pipeline. LMs. Google. Litmus. Testing and evaluation. Okay. Yep. All right. No, I'm in DeepEval. Detailed result analysis. Ooh, visualize. Ooh, so can Litmus do DeepEval? Enabling, using, and extending it with Litmus. Okay. Is disabled in Litmus. Okay. Edit your test templates. Litmus UI? No. Okay. Cool. Thank you. Yep. So let's go look for DeepEval. Whoops, let's go pull the documentation and read about hyperparameters. Yeah, iterating on hyperparameters, improving your hyperparameters. Applying, analyzing your test report, right? Iterating on hyperparameters. Legal doc summarization. Okay. Medical chatbot. Let's see. Let's try this. Hyperparameter. DeepEval.com. Let's see. Improving your hyperparameters. Let's see if this works. Optimizing hyperparameters. Apart from catching regressions, hyperparameters for independent. So this is what a hyperparameter is: independent variables that affect the final actual output of your LLM application. Includes the LLM used, the prompt template, the temperature. Right. Exactly. Temperature is a good point. Which hyperparameters should I iterate on? These are typically the hyperparameters you should iterate on. The LLM to use for generation. So this is a bit of a problem, right? The prompt template, temperature, max tokens, top K, chunk size, yeah. And the previous guide, yep. Choose evaluation metrics. Execute evaluations in a nested loop while generating actual outputs at evaluation time. Ooh, I don't want to generate actual outputs at evaluation time, do I? Based on the current hyperparameter combination. Oh, I see. I see. So my obsession with like storing my data set is kind of clashing with this. Okay, in reality, You don't have to strictly generate actual outputs at evaluate time. Oh, thank you. And can evaluate with data sets of pre-computed actual outputs, but you auto ensure that the actual outputs can be properly identified by a hyperparameter call. Yeah, okay, perfect. Yes, 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 exactly. Perfect. Good, good, good. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. What they're saying is you had better have like an ID or a uniqueness constraint so that the hyperparameter combination will uniquely identify a particular output to evaluate. And the answer is yes, I can do that. Best model and prompt templates. So does it actually say hyperparameters? Generate actual output, LLM prompt. Okay, construct test cases. Prompt template. Format prompt template. Yeah, exactly. Get LLM. List of inputs. Input. Okay, yeah, and then you run the LLM. Good. Hypothetical function. Yep. You should definitely try logging into Confident. Allows you to search, filter for, and view metric evaluation results to pick the best hyperparameter. I think I will try, but just not right at this moment. Answer relevancy metric. Uses hopper function generate. Right, so there's a metric. Ah. Oh, it's for tracking it. I see. Yeah, perfect. Model is model. Where were these models defined? Okay, it's just like assumed to exist. Okay, is that a string? I hope that's a string. So there's the prompt template. Okay, cool. So that's it when you evaluate, that's the hyperparameters. Okay, awesome. I can do that. Keeping track of hyperparameters in CI/CD. Oh yeah, they were doing it this way. Test customer chatbot. I don't see why I need to. Seems like extra work to make it look very much like PyTest. I'm fine with it being conceptually similar. Why make it like actually exactly assert? Just so that PyTest can run in a CI/CD? I mean, I can run my DeepEval. Okay, that's fine. Okay, good. So all I need to do is just pass in these hyperparameters into the evaluate function. I could actually get that going now. So good, I'm glad I looked that up. So it's here, hyperparameters equals, Ooh, look, I think that's a bug. I think it's hyperparameters equals hyperparameter, stop it, hyperparameters, yes, okay, yes, okay, what are we gonna do? So let's do, okay, so this is a bit of a problem, right? They're saying evaluate. There's my metric. Oh, so this is kind of not gonna work for me to evaluate the judge. I mean, I guess it could. But let's not go crazy there. So let's just let the hyperparameters, let's just, um, can I just hard code it or something? Interviewer. There is an interviewer, okay. Does an interviewer just tell you its model name somewhere easy? Yeah, LLM ID. Self.llm, init chat model. Init chat model. Oh, that's in, okay. So it's self.llm. Let's try that. Let's just see if I can get that. Run conversation. let's see if I can get that going. Interview prototype, interviewer equals interviewer. Yep. Cool. And then it would be the LLM here. Let's see if I can pause that and get that interviewer LLM. Okay, save it. Oops. Save it. And then are we evaluating? Good. Software engineer. Yeah. Okay. Oops. You see, where is this coming from? Okay, good. So the point was to look in that interviewer object, interviewer.lm here. Is there any way I can like get an ID from here? So dot model name. So that kind of works. There's the temperature. I guess I could say interviewer.llm dot like that. That's how you usually chat OpenAI. Yeah, I think we could do that, right? Or let's just go simple, model name, right? Model name. Interviewer.lm.model name. Yeah, exactly, temperature. So that's a good starting point. This is a little bit off. I shouldn't compute this like this. It should be in the data set or something, but that's fine. I can put it in the data set. That'll be fine. I can put it in the data set. So that'll be the hyperparameters. Yep, let's just try that. Yeah, so that's where the prompt, I could like, the prompt template maybe could be here. Okay, so we evaluate across everything. Oh, 16 test cases. Yeah, off we go. And the hyperparameters. Okay, so let's see if this thing outputs something that I can view. And if it does, then I'll check this in. Yeah. Startup.json. Startup pickle. Okay. So what changed in the metrics? Ah, cool. So let's just say, try that. Okay. So this one's changed more. Yeah. Additional metadata. Okay, I think I'm going to check all of this in basically and just say, ooh, that's nice. Just say like a lot of work on, okay, yeah, that's just a lot of cleanup. No wonder I didn't get anything done on Streamlit. Okay, I think I'm going to check it all in. Eval and .gitignore, let's say. Evaluate. Okay, good. Now, where did the results? Yeah, the results are going to be in Python here. Yes, they will. Now, this Streamlit is totally useless. Okay, so cat results, JQ. Yeah, cool. Let's see. Keys. Confident link. Cool. Oops. Okay. So it's dot test results. Cool. Keys. It's an array. Okay. Test results 0. Keys. Okay. Input. Good. Okay. So did that Streamlit work? I think it did. Okay. So that's the Streamlit fixed. So next I need to, okay. Maybe I could draw it. Let me just think through what do I want. Now let me push this up. I might be good with my session here. It evaluated all of those prompts with these different models, and I have all of that. So now the Streamlit, that is going to pull the results out. Yep, here it is. But I mostly don't need any of these visualizations. The filters on the left are no good. Okay. Right. So let me just write down some reactions. It's not about pass fail. Okay. And then it's not about the heat map. So what I really want to do, oh, look, good. That worked. Good, good, good. The test case, very good. So I need to understand, like, what is, maybe, okay, so maybe what I want to be able to do is walk through. I want to, yeah, either for a given test, I want to see all the evaluations, or for a given evaluator, I want to see all the tests, right? Okay. Am I going to want to compare? That's okay for now. Pardon me, I want to simplify this. I think I'm going to finish this session and then generate this in the next session. Because all the data sets, everything's nice and clean here on evaluating. It's not general and generic and stuff, but I think this is good enough. The next thing is to make myself able to like actually improve the prompt confidently. Oh, I do actually want to see some, there are some fun roll-ups. Let's see. There are some kind of fun side like metrics that's fun, which was total tests, models evaluated. Yeah, LLM judges was this, so this is 7, and then the total evaluation cost. That was fun. Okay. 39 cents. Ouch. Okay. And that's like the only thing useful from this Streamlit here. So, okay, yeah. So I'm going to keep thinking about this. I might even draw it on a piece of paper and then give that to Claude Code to make a Streamlit app. I think that would work. So I'm going to stop here and check, why are my children too quiet? So let me push this up. Okay, so I'm really happy I followed up with all that work. It's still not like the code is not basically not organized. It's in this one file here, but the process is completely, I think, basically correct. There's goldens. The goldens become tests, and I see now going from golden to test, what I might end up doing is that becomes a one-to-many rather than a one-to-one, because a test case might, I think my test case, I might have test case, right? I think this additional metadata, oh, I could merge this in here, right? Um, Give me that syntax. No, it's like that. There you go. There you go. Oops, that was it. Thank you. Okay. Yep. Okay. So if I do it like that, like this, right? Like that. So, okay. Well, let me comment that out like that, right? So that's how, so now metadata could be in the test case as well. And so it might be that for each golden message, for each golden, I may try a different conversation here, run the conversation. I may actually have some hyperparameters like choosing my LLM, choosing temperature, and that's, you know, the back-end LLM to drive chat field. Separately, yeah, the prompting, I do need to figure out, let me write this for myself. I need to figure out the prompting should be a hyperparameter. I mean, I could just like checksum it or something now. I don't know if that helps. Okay, so I'm going to think about that. Let me check this in. Yeah. New test case. Object. Yep, so I remember. Okay, so I'll push that up. Okay, so let me pause. I might be able to do a little more later today on building an actual better Streamlit thing to evaluate this these results, because I need to do two things. Maybe I'll leave a little tiny note to myself here. What I need to do is get two things done, right? Oops, stop that. What I need to do is get two things done. I need to find like an ideal like judge LM or DeepEval. I need to find one that I basically trust, and then also see the current prompts fail and improve them by the metrics. Okay. That's the to do. So I'll leave that for myself. That'll be in there, reminding me what to do. And I'll, now I'll log off. Okay, so we're gonna evaluate, we're gonna find the best. The evaluation framework is in place. Next session, I'm going to find the best model and find the best prompts. Good, I'm super excited. I'm super excited.